to the Force! Not leave it in darkness!
Whenever governments fail to keep invasive species in line, they are Anakin and I will be Obi-Wan telling them they were supposed to keep balance in nature. I have come to hate yellow crazy ants and wish to kill them all. But before wiping them all out worldwide, I would like to know if they could be used against other insects like the African honeybee or the mountain pine beetle and other such insects that get out of line. While yellow crazy ants can take over killer bee nests, the queen and such would just relocate. The Africanized bees would take a loss in numbers though. Ever since I was a child, I wondered why there aren't people in suits with a fly swatter attacking their nests. Is it not very effective? If so, could they not use fire extinguishers to stun them to the ground for a few seconds to be swatted or stepped on? Or how about using some insect spray? Use a fucking flamethrower, then use a fire extinguisher, I don't care. We need to protect honeybees and exterminate African honeybees. Since bees' nests can be all over the place, it'll be a pain to hunt them down, but it has to be done. As for the mountain pine and Asian longhorned beetles, this is where I see yellow crazy ants being most effective, since we humans can't get in all the nooks and crannies as ants can.
Well, I hope you're happy, Bart. You have no idea what kind of plague you've unleashed upon this town.
Our top story, the population of parasitic tree lizards has exploded, and local citizens couldn't be happier. It seems the rapacious reptiles have developed a taste for the common pigeon.
I was wrong. The lizards are a godsend.
But isn't that a bit short-sighted? What happens when we're overrun by lizards?
No problem. We simply unleash wave after wave of Chinese needle snakes. They'll wipe out the lizards.
But aren't the snakes even worse?
Yes, but we're prepared for that. We've lined up a fabulous type of gorilla that thrives on snake meat.
But then we're stuck with gorillas.
No, that's the beautiful part. When wintertime rolls around, the gorillas simply freeze to death.
Now, I've seen some websites say yellow crazy ants come from Africa, and another say nobody knows where they originate from. One website says they were introduced to Christmas Island in 1930, another in 1940, and it wasn't until the 90s it began to have a negative effect on the crabs. Also, one of these websites that stated the yellow ants came from Africa also said that the island is now the only place where they can survive or something like that, which I thought was either misinformed or the climate in those other places has changed so much that they now can't survive there. So I thought an easy solution would be to Google where do yellow crazy ants live in Africa, and then Asia, because they also were in Asia in the past at least. And all I got was a bunch of Australian websites on the first page and did not feel like searching beyond that. I don't know if all ants can hibernate, and even if yellow crazy ants can adapt to Canada's winter, sending in people with suits, reading is hard, to attack their nests will work just fine. The Johnston Atoll National Wildlife Refuge has a small team of volunteers known as CAST, Crazy Ant Strike Team, which have been fighting to stop yellow crazy ants and have been successful at it. The Wet Tropics Management Authority's Yellow Crazy Ant Eradication Program is due to end in October of this year, and have requested further funding from both the Australian and Queensland governments. But what do you know? After all the political bickering, more government funding was found to continue the program that would have otherwise have ended. I don't know if the Wet Tropics World Heritage Area Ant-Eradication Program is using the same poison as CAST, but CAST uses a mixture of different things, which includes cat food.
I thought they spoke English in this country.
It says you can't bring in outside plants or animals. Any foreign creature you bring in could upset the environmental balance.
Oh. Sorry, girl. I don't want to get in any more trouble down here. I'll pick you up on the way home.
These bloody things are everywhere. They're in the lift, in the lorry, in the Bone Wizard, and all over the Malunga Gilderchuck.
They're like kangaroos, but they're reptiles, they is.
We have them in America. They're called bullfrogs.
What? That's an odd name. I'd have called them chazwazzers.
It seems anywhere the yellow crazy ants are, all the native animals are affected by them. The little fuckers spray formic acid in the eyes and elsewhere. Attacking ants and bees will draw them out, unlike with beetles. And while their queens and workers carrying their eggs will try and escape, if they are surrounded, then it won't matter. If we had mini robots, we could use them to fight insects. But what we do now have is CRISPR, which is used to genetically modify DNA. We could use that to change an ant queen's DNA that say yellow crazy ants no longer spray acid, or maybe grow them to 6 to 12 inches long with really potent acid. Now why on earth fucking do that? Maybe, just maybe, we need to use them as a bioweapon against a hostile alien race that also happens to be insectoids. I had to smile while saying that because that's just, well... the fact is, we need robots and bioweapons once we start colonizing other worlds. That's a little off topic, I know, which is why I was smiling. But now back on topic. We are the dominant species on this planet and are really good at killing other humans and animals, and have made various species go extinct. So I know with this proven track record, any invasive species can be wiped out. All it takes is organization, resources, and time.